My mother's name flashes on my phone for the 5th time. I watch it vibrate against my polished desk, its sleek surface a stark contrast to the chipped cedar table where I studied as a child. Outside, Seattle's skyline glimmers in the afternoon. Sun, 5 stories up and 800 miles from the rural home where I learned to shrink myself. I hover my finger over decline again. The velvet chair creaks as I shift. The phone falls silent. 3 seconds later, an email pings from Margaret Holt, subject, "Your brother needs you. Last chance." My stomach tightens as I open it. Words, blurring except the final line. Evan's wedding is the most important event of his life. Be there, or forget our support. A voicemail pops up next. I press play, speaker on. "Mara, it's your mother." Her voice fills my loft, commanding as ever. "I don't know what game you're playing, but this has gone far enough. Your brother's wedding is in 2 weeks, festivities starting this weekend. If you can't put aside whatever grievance you have for Evan's moment, you're done with this family. Your father's beside himself. Call back now." A bitter laugh escapes me. I cross to the wardrobe, pulling a framed degree hidden behind coats. The silver lettering catches light. Mara Lynn Holt, Bachelor of Arts in Analytics, magna cum laude. 3 years collecting dust, not on my wall, because old habits die hard. My phone buzzes with a text from Dad. "Please call, your mother's frantic." I glance at my desk calendar. Evan's 2-week wedding extravaganza is highlighted in bold blue. 14 days of ceremonies, parties, and photo shoots for the golden child's perfect day. I tap my banking app. $138,139 in savings. More than enough to never need their help. They don't know yet. A memory surfaces. 3rd grade, clutching my report card with 5 A's. Dad at the kitchen table, nodding without looking up from his tablet. "That's nice, honey." That night, the living room erupted in cheers for Evan's participation, ribbon from a school talent show. "Did you see how he shone up there?" Mom's face glowed while I sat unseen on the stairs. Sophomore year, my coding project won regionals for analyzing air quality. Empty chairs where my parents should have been. They'd gone to Evan's basketball game. He scored a free throw. They talked about it for weeks. Principal Carter handed me my award. "Your parents must be so proud." I nodded, the hollow ache familiar. Senior year, a thick acceptance package from Seattle University, scholarship included. Dad's brow creased. "So far away, Evan might feel inferior if you go there when he's just at trade school." Mom didn't look up from her book. "We've discussed this. You're staying local. End of story." Quiet negotiation followed. I'd live in an apartment near State, 20 minutes away, for focused study. They agreed, thinking I'd surrendered. 2 weeks later, I boarded a train to Seattle with 2 suitcases, leaving a crafted paper, trail of trade school enrollment, and a fake apartment lease. The calculated risk of my first independence. Now, I stand before my bathroom mirror, no longer the unseen daughter. My reflection shows someone they wouldn't know. Confident, successful, unburdened by their approval. I return to my desk, tracing my name on the degree. Mara Lynn Holt, data strategist, 6-figure salary, invisible no more. My laptop glows as I open an airline site, fingers moving decisively, booking a first-class ticket home. "Time they see me," I whisper to my reflection in the darkened screen. I pack my designer luggage with precision, tucking the degree between clothes. A quiet smile spreads as I imagine their faces when they learn who I've become. Have you ever hidden your success from those who should have celebrated it most? What would you do if your family only valued you when they needed something? My homecoming will teach them a lesson they never expected. The rental car crunches over familiar gravel. I park behind a florist's van, unloading cascades of ivory lilies. My childhood home is transformed, a bridal magazine spread with cream fabric. draped across porch railings. Dad opens the door before I knock, his hair dyed a meticulous ash brown, not a strand out of place. Mara, finally. His hug feels rehearsed, too stiff, too brief. Decided to support your brother, I see. Inside, the house smells of lavender candles and fresh varnish. Wedding planning has turned every surface into a staging area. Mom emerges from her office, glasses perched on her nose. She doesn't hug, just nods over a clipboard. Good you're here. Programs need folding, and guest bags need assembling. She thrusts the clipboard at me. Evan needs these by 5. I just walked in, Mom, and now you have something useful to do. Evan appears at the staircase, phone to his ear. No, I said layered arrangement, not bunched. This is ruining everything. He spots me, holds up a finger to wait. Do you get this is the most important day of my life? When he descends, he air kisses near my cheek. Mara, thank God. The caterer's flaking and Dad's useless with the seating chart. Nice to see you too, Evan. James is planning a reception surprise, and I need it to match everything. James, his fiancé, Mom supplies. You'll meet him at dinner. He's wonderful, a brilliant trader, crypto genius. Evan beams, with pride. James Carter arrives at 6:30, carrying a costly bottle of scotch, his smile not reaching his eyes. He's taller than I pictured, with polished charm suited for luxury car ads. The mysterious sister emerges. He grips my hand, too tightly. Evan said you're some tech wizard hiding in the city? Data strategist, I correct. Sounds intense. He winks. I know guys building an AI trading platform, game changer. We should talk shop. At dinner, James dominates with tales of crypto deals and elite opportunities. Mom hangs on every word. Which exchanges do you trade on? I ask during a pause. His smile falters. Oh, a mix, mostly private platforms, exclusive access via my network. Fascinating. Your company's based where? Decentralized, he says smoothly. The beauty of blockchain. Partners in Tokyo, London, Dubai. Mom shoots me a look. Mara, not everyone wants business talk at dinner. Later, in Mom's office, searching for wedding programs, I find refinancing papers for the house, dated 3 weeks ago. The home I grew up in, nearly paid off, now carries a hefty new mortgage. Voices drift from the dining room. Margaret, are you sure about the second mortgage? Dad's tone is tense. That's everything, even my inheritance. James guarantees 25% returns, minimum. You wouldn't get investments like these. Mom cuts him off. This is real wealth building. I lean against the wall, my analyst brain calculating risks. Second mortgage, family savings, inheritance, all tied to James's vague venture. He's a fraud. Aunt Clara's voice is soft in the backyard, admiring her contribution to the wedding. Flowers. You see it too? I ask. She nods, her hazel eyes sharp. Your mother won't listen. Said I'm jealous of her success. Mr. Larson next door lost $80,000 in an exclusive deal last year. Sounds familiar. Mara, Mr. Ellis, my old math teacher, calls from the fence. I've followed your career. That Seattle analytics program is top tier. I freeze. How did you... Unlike your parents, some of us notice. Clara pats my hand. I feel seen. Mom, Dad, we need to talk about James. In the living room that evening, Mom doesn't look up from her tablet. What about him? His business claims don't add up. His investment talk doesn't match how crypto markets work. Dad sighs dramatically. Honestly, Mara, you've always envied Evan's joy. This isn't jealousy. His claims don't make mathematical sense. Mom's expression hardens. You don't grasp business at this level, Mara. Not everything fits your spreadsheets. The door opens. Evan enters with James, sensing tension. What's going on? Your sister has issues with James's work. Evan's face crumples. Seriously? You show up after years and try to ruin my life? James puts an arm around him. It's okay, babe. Some people don't get innovation. I look at them. Defensive, dismissive, deluded. They don't want truth. They want Evan's fairy tale. James the savior. The unseen daughter sees it all, but no one looks back. When loved ones race toward ruin, how far do you go to save them? Would you risk rejection to help a family that never valued you? I tuck into a corner booth at Daisy's Diner, the same spot where I pored over algebra in high school. The vinyl seat squeaks, familiar yet distant. My laptop glows with tabs. Business registries, investment forums, social profiles. 3 identities stare back. Jacob Lee, Julian Lane, James Lawson, now James Carter. Same man, different names, same slick smile, different victims. I sip black coffee, its bitterness matching my mood as I connect dots. Need a refill, hun? Betty, the waitress from my teen years, peers at my screen. My nephew lost everything to a guy like that. Called himself Julian something. My stomach clenches. Lane? That's it. She sets the pot down. Investment scam. Skipped town before the wedding, broke his heart, drained his savings. I open another tab. Betty, would he talk to me? 2 hours later, a man in his 40s sits across from me, hands shaking around his mug. I thought I was special, Tom whispers. He made me feel chosen. My brother feels the same. Tom slides a folder over. Photos, bank records, police reports that led nowhere. His jaw tightens. He vanished 3 days before our wedding with $70,000 and my dad's watch. The photos confirm it. Bank transfers show untraceable offshore accounts. Police reports list 3 other victims across states. I thank Tom. Pack my evidence. The wedding's 5 days away. The knot in my stomach tightens. Where have you been? Mom's voice cuts through the hall as I enter. And Evan's freaking out about place cards. I glance at my watch, barely noon. I was researching something critical. More critical than your brother's wedding? She shoves a checklist at me. Your mother says your attitude's a problem. You've barely helped. The familiar weight of being seen only for criticism settles in. I find Evan in the dining room, surrounded by table settings and tissues. The calligrapher botched the font. He glares, eyes smudged with eyeliner. Where were you? I've been texting for hours. I check my phone. 3 texts, the first from 45 minutes ago. You always do this, Evan sniffles, vanishing when needed, then showing up to steal my thunder. The accusation stings with practiced precision. For 23 years, I've been both not enough and too much. I'm trying to help Evan by questioning James's deals. His voice rises. You can't stand that I found someone perfect while you're alone in Seattle with your dull job. I bite back the truth about my job, which pays double. His best year. Instead, I pick up a place card, eyeing the wrong font. I'll call the calligrapher. Mom already did. Evan dabs his eyes. At least she supports me. The living room falls silent as I present my evidence. Screenshots, bank records, police reports, Tom's statement, spread across the coffee table. My parents sit stunned, on the couch. Evan perches on an armchair, face pale. James stands by the mantel, composed. This is mistaken identity. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. I've a common face. People mix me up. 3 women, 3 states, I say evenly. All with your description, similar names, vanishing with money before weddings. Mara, Mom's voice warns. This is absurd. Look at the photos, the timeline, the pattern. I've never seen this man. James gestures at Tom's statement. Evan jumps up. You'd go this far to ruin my joy? You've always been jealous. He snatches the papers, crumpling them. Evan, the second mortgage, your savings, Dad's inheritance. It's all in his opportunity. See the pattern. Enough. Mom stands, face red. Leave this house now. James touches Mom's shoulder. Margaret, it's fine. She's just worried for Evan. Misguided, but well-meaning. His fake sympathy chills me. I'm not leaving. I stand tall. I'm not the invisible daughter anymore. Silence falls. What are you talking about? Dad asks. The truth spills out. I didn't go to trade school. I graduated top of my class from Seattle University 3 years ago. I'm a data strategist at Peak Analytics, 6 figures. I've supported myself since 18. Their stunned faces might feel good in another context. Impossible, Mom stammers. Check my LinkedIn, call my office. I've been someone else while you focused on your golden child. Evan sinks into his chair, shocked. Now I'm giving you one chance to see the truth. This man isn't who he claims. The wedding's in 5 days. His pattern is to vanish 3 days prior, once he has the funds. James's mask slips. A flicker of calculation before his smile returns. We've heard enough fiction. Mom's voice regains authority. Mara, leave. I look at them. Mom's rigid certainty. Dad's conflicted loyalty. Evan's defensive fury. James's practiced concern. When he disappears with everything, I say quietly, gathering my things, remember someone warned you. The front door feels heavier than when I was 17, sneaking to the library. I'm not hiding now. I'm walking away with truth they won't see. Have you stood alone with truth while loved ones chose lies? What would you do? Walk away or fight for a family that won't listen? My phone won't stop buzzing. I set it face down on my kitchen counter, pouring coffee, watching steam rise in Seattle's morning light. 2 days before Evan's wedding, notifications shift from demands to desperation. I flip the phone. 17 missed calls, 23 texts, 5 voicemails. The first plays on speaker. Mara, he's gone. Dad's voice breaks, a sound I've never heard. James vanished last night. The accounts are empty. Everything, even your father's pension. Call us. The third voicemail hits harder. The police say without a contract, it's a civil matter. Mom trembles. Please, Mara, come home. She hasn't called me Mara since I was 10. Evan's text glows. You were right. I didn't listen. Help us. I trace my coffee. Mug's rim. From my 15th floor window, Puget Sound stretches boundless, a lifetime from the family that sees me only in crisis. My mentor, Vivian, answers on the second ring. You sound heavy, she says, instead of hello. They believe me about James now that he's gone with their money. They want help. Vivian's silence holds years of wisdom. She guided my career when my parents skipped my graduation. What are you thinking? She asks. I press my forehead to the cool glass. I haven't decided. Boundaries aren't walls, Mara. They're doors you control. After we hang, I book a flight home, packing for 3 days. The wedding tent stands half dismantled when my cab arrives. White. Chairs stacked, lilies wilting on porch rails. Dad opens the door, his makeup-free face aged 5 years and 2 days. You came. His arms hover. I don't step in. Mom paces the living room, phone to her ear, hanging up when she sees me. Her eyes flick to my designer bag, my watch. We thought you might help with... She clears her throat. Financial aid until we recover. What will the Pattersons think? Dad wrings his hands. The country club board. I'm secretary. Evan sits curled on the couch in my old high school tee, eyes swollen. If you'd supported me, I might have listened. His voice lacks its usual bite. But the blame lands familiar. I set my bag on the coffee table, unbutton my coat. The room feels smaller, walls showcasing Evan's art awards, none of my academic ones. I can help with some things, I say steadily. Not all, Mom straightens. As your mother, I can file police reports properly, connect you with my colleague for fraud recovery, get you a lawyer for cases like this. I tick off points. I won't replace the money you lost. Silence stretches. This family supported you your whole life. Dad reddens. A laugh escapes. Did you? A roof and food. That's the legal minimum. Evan uncurls. So you'll abandon us after being right? That's what matters? What matters is respect, being heard. You need me now, but you've never wanted me. Dad collapses into a chair. How can you be so cold? I learned from experts. They finally see me, not through or past me. These are my boundaries. I'll help legally, stay 3 days, not empty my savings or cosign loans. Mom starts to speak, stops. When did you become this? When you weren't looking. Is it our duty to help family who treated us poorly, or is setting boundaries self-respect? What conditions would you set? Mom paces the living room, her steps pounding authority into floorboards I once tiptoed. As head of this family, I've always acted in everyone's best interest. She stops, facing me. This needs a united front. I sit on the armchair where I'd hide with books as a kid, trying to vanish. Not anymore. Dad wrings his hands, ring clicking. Blood's thicker than water, Mara. You understand that now. Their expectations, press down. I straighten. You always thought you were better. Evan's voice cracks. His mascara-streaked face unlike the groom-to-be on invitations scattered on the table. Perfect Mara with her city job. I check my watch. 27 minutes of their coordinated guilt, trying to fold me like paper dolls Evan and I played with. He got the fine outfits. I got scraps. At 8, I say evenly, I won the county spelling bee. You said you had a meeting. I raise my hand. I saw you at the diner with Evan, celebrating his field day sticker. Silence hangs heavy. 10th grade, my water quality project won state. The ceremony was the same night as Evan's band recital. You chose that. Dad's gaze drops. Graduation. You left for Evan's prom date prep. The clock ticks. Christmas 2021. I gave thoughtful gifts from our talks. You gave me a gift card with Maria on it. Aunt Clara stands in the doorway, clutching her purse. I saw it all. Her voice wavers. Every award you missed, every milestone, you brushed off. I watched Mara fade while you praised Evan. Mom's face flushes. This is family business, Clara. I am family, she says. Someone must acknowledge what happened here. I rise, my height suddenly filling the room I shrank in. I'll help with the house. My voice claims space. I'll cover the second mortgage, consolidate the credit debt. Their faces flash relief, quickly masked. But I won't. Help your reputation. Pretend Evan wasn't scammed by someone a basic check would have caught, or lie to neighbors about the money. I won't play the dutiful daughter for your club. Mom's jaw tightens. You don't dictate terms in my house. I do when I'm saving it. The words feel powerful. My aid has legal protections. Funds go through formal channels, no direct access. A business transaction, not a family bailout. Dad's eyes widen. We're not charity. No, charity doesn't have conditions. This does. From my briefcase, I pull 3 copies of a lawyer's document, crisp as I set them on the table. This outlines my aid, a one-time fix, not ongoing. I'll pay the mortgage directly to the bank, consolidate debt via my chosen advisor. Ridiculous, Mom blusters, but her eyes track the papers. Page 2 is an acknowledgement. I tap. You favored one child, creating neglect. Dad gasps. We'd never sign that. Then I'll leave, and you can tell the bank why you can't pay. Evan's breathing is ragged. Mom reaches for her glasses, hands shaking. You've become hard. I've become honest. I stand firm. The world didn't break me. Neither did you. I won't pretend. 10 minutes later, their signatures mark the page. I text my advisor to proceed. I call Ms. Winters, my fraud specialist. We're moving forward with Plan A, full setup. Papers are signed. To my family, Rachel Winters, a financial advisor, will contact you tomorrow. Everything goes through her, not me. Mom opens her mouth. Non-negotiable, I say. She'll handle the mortgage and creditors. Funds never touch your accounts. I gather my things. No rushed goodbyes or promises. I hope you find peace with your choices. Clara follows me to the porch. Will you be okay? The sun warms my face as I look at the street where I dreamed of escape. I already am. I walk to my car, steps steady. The rear view shows the house shrinking. I don't look back. Some bridges can't be rebuilt. Some shouldn't. Sunlight streams through my home office's bay windows, casting golden rectangles across the oak desk, where I've built my life in neat rows. My Seattle loft is gone, traded for this Victorian cottage with solid roots and history. 1 year since I left the Holt family chaos, my degree hangs proud. Madelyn Holt, Bachelor of Arts in Analytics, magna cum laude, no longer hidden. My laptop chimes with a video call from Aisha, the third student in my mentorship for first-generation college women. Her face glows with scholarship interview news. I used your prep method, she says, tucking hair behind her ear. When they asked why I deserved it, I didn't shrink. I told them what I'll do with it. Her smile widens. They called. I got it. You earned it, I correct gently. There's a difference. After, I step into my backyard garden. Spring has drawn green shoots from soil I've tended through seasons. My fingers brush tomato seedlings. They'll grow strong, unlike the roots I left. A letter from my therapist, Dr. Lynn, sits on the patio table, noting a year of sessions. Patient shows progress in setting boundaries, valuing herself beyond family approval. Wednesday afternoons are for the community center, teaching financial literacy to young women. Last week, Zara, a sharp 17-year-old like I was, spotted a scam targeting her mom. I showed her the math didn't add up, she said, spine straight. My phone buzzes with Clara's monthly update. Mom and Dad struggle to refinance. Evan works part-time at a credit union, in therapy twice monthly. No mention of reaching out. The boundary holds. The garden timer chimes, signaling prep for tonight's community center event. The auditorium fills with applause as I approach. The podium. My mentorship program for first-generation students is honored for its impact. The award feels solid, glass and metal catching light. I scan the crowd. No empty chairs where parents should be. Dr. Lynn nods from the third row. My neighbor, Mrs. Patel, who shares heirloom seeds, beams. Colleagues value my mind. Friends wait for my answers. When I started this, I tell the audience, I thought I was giving others what I lacked. I learned worth grows from within, when we see ourselves. At home, I finalized the Holt Visibility Scholarship for Overlooked Achievers. The essay prompt. Describe a time your work went unnoticed and how you kept your value. A notification pops from Nia, my first mentee. You saw me when no one did. That changed everything. As twilight softens the day, I water my garden with care. Tomatoes stand with peppers, zucchini, herbs, chosen, planted, tended by hands that know their strength. The breeze through leaves whispers approval. I touch a rose bush I pruned last fall, now sprouting stronger. Some things thrive when... Cut back, I murmur, smiling at the life I've built. Rooted, thriving, fully visible.